Hello grade 10. So for today, I'll be discussing with you the arithmetic series at paano natin ito ginagamit. Hello grade 10. So for today, I'll be discussing about arithmetic series. But before telling you its definition at kung saan natin ginagamit ang arithmetic series, let me tell you a short story about its founder. So it was discovered by Carl Friedrich Gauss. So si Carl Friedrich Gauss ay isang batang genius. At dahil genius siya sa kanyang panahon, nung siya ay nag-aaral, madali siyang maboard sa mga itinuturo ng kanyang teacher. So one time, during his math class, ay naboard siya sa itinuturo ng kanyang teacher at ang ginawa niya to pacify or mawala yung kanyang pagka-boring ay ginulo niya ang kanyang mga kaklase. So nakita ito ng kanyang teacher at bilang kaparusahan ay binigyan siya ng kanyang teacher ng isang problema. So ang problemang ibinigay sa kanya ng teacher is isolve niya daw ang sum ng integers from 1 to 100. So in this way ay mananahimik na lamang si Gauss at magiging busy na lamang siya dun sa problemang ibinigay sa kanya. So expect ng teacher na itong problemang ibinigay niya kay Gauss ay mahirap at matagal masolve. So dahil matagal nga ang expectation ng teachers, matagal nga itong isolve, ay hindi niya agad magugulo ang kanyang mga kaklase. And then after several minutes ay nagtaka itong kanyang teacher dahil nakita niya si Carl na parang walang ginagawa. So nilapitan niya si Carl at tinanong kung nasolve na ba niya yung problemang pinapasolve niya. At ang sabi ni Carl ay nagawa na daw niya ang problem na ibinigay sa kanya. At nung tinanong ng kanyang teacher ang sagot, ay namangha ang kanyang teacher dahil tama ang sagot ni Carl. So paano ito ginawa ni Carl? At yan ang ating aalamin. So ang ginawa ni Carl ay proseso sa arithmetic series. Kapag sinabi nating arithmetic series, it is the sum of the terms in an arithmetic sequence. So meaning to say, hinahanap natin yung sum ng isang arithmetic sequence. Katulad nito, we have an arithmetic sequence here, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Kapag inad mo lahat ng terms na yan, the answer is 25. So the 25 here is what we call the answer in the arithmetic series. So yan ang kinukuha natin. Okay? So in this given, madali pa lang siyang isolve kasi maliliit pa lang yung value ng ating mga terms. What if I ask you to get the sum of the first 100 terms from 2 to 200. Example lang ito ha. So first 100 terms from 2 to 200. So kukunin mo daw yung unang 100 terms starting from 2 and then I think hindi na yan magtatapos ng 200. So, ibig sabihin, i-add mo lahat ng terms na yon. At kapag na-add mo na lahat ng terms na yon, yun yung sagot mo sa arithmetic series. So, sounds madali, pero ang gagawin mo talaga doon, ililista mo lahat ng terms starting from 2 hanggang marating mo yung 100 term. After mong malista yung 100 terms na yon, ang gagawin mo, you need to add them all. So after adding them all, dun mo palang makukuha yung sagot mo sa arithmetic series. So in that situation, you can imagine na napakatrabaho at napaka-time consuming kung gagawin natin yung manual method. At sa panahon ngayon, hindi na natin ginagawa yon. So paano natin madaling masosolve ang ating problema? So gumagamit tayo ng technique, gumagamit tayo ng na-discover ni Carl Friedrich Gauss, which is the arithmetic series. So again, when we say arithmetic series, it is the sum of the terms in an arithmetic sequence. So like what I said in the previous video, when we say arithmetic series, it is the sum of the terms in an arithmetic sequence with a definite number of terms. So ibig sabihin, we are just simply getting the sum of our arithmetic sequence. Now, if I will ask you, can you add the first 200 terms of a sequence? So, ibig sabihin, you need to add the numbers from 1 to 200. So, after getting the sum, that is the answer of the arithmetic series. So, kung i-imagine niyo yung proseso, ang gagawin mo, ililista mo yung first 200 terms, then after listing all the first 200 terms is i-add mo lahat yon. So napakatrabaho at napakahirap gawin ng ganong proseso. But in the arithmetic series, by just simply using the formula under this topic, ay madali nating masosolve yung tinatanong sa ating situation. So meron tayong dalawang formula. So the first formula is read as a sub n is equal to n divided by 2 multiplied by the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. So n is the number of terms, s sub n is the symbol for arithmetic series. So kapag nakita mo yan, meaning to say, ang hinahanap natin sa formula is yung value ng series. And then a sub 1 is the first term, and then the a sub n is the last term. So kailan natin ginagamit ang formula na to? It requires the values of the first and the last term. So meaning to say, kung sa isang problem given ang first at ang last term, ang gagamitin nating formula is this formula number 1, which is a sub n is equal to n divided by 2 multiplied by the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. But what if hindi given ang ating last term? Usually ganun, hindi nakabigay sa problem yung ating last term. And then gagamitin natin yung ating second formula. Okay, so ano yung second formula natin? So let me write our second formula. So our second formula is a sub n is equal to n divided by 2 multiplied by the quantity of 2a sub 1 plus the quantity of n minus 1 times d. So this is our formula number 2. So in this formula, it only requires the values of the first term, the common difference, and the number of terms. So meaning to say, kung ang given lang dun sa problem is yung first term, common difference, at number of terms, ang gagamitin nating formula is formula number 2. Whereas dun sa formula number 1, ginagamit lamang natin yun kapag ang given sa problem is yung first term at yung last term. But here, kapag hindi nakabigay yung last term ng situation, ibig sabihin, ito yung gagamitin nating formula. Kasi as you can see, hindi siya nagre-require ng last term. Ang nire-require niya lamang dito is yung first term, common difference, pati yung number of terms. So let us have an example in arithmetic series. So in arithmetic series, we are using two formulas. So the first formula is S sub n is equal to n divided by 2 multiplied by the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. So ginagamit natin itong formula na ito kapag given ang first term at ang last term. In formula number 2, which is S sub n is equal to n divided by 2 multiplied by the quantity of 2a sub 1 plus the product of n minus 1 and d. So ginagamit naman natin yung formula na ito kapag given ang common difference, ang first term, pati yung number of terms. Okay, now let us have an example here. So find the sum of the first 20 terms in an arithmetic sequence if the first term is 7 and the last term is 53. So the first thing that you need to consider is kung ano ang formula na kailangan nating gamitin. Is it formula number 1 or the formula number 2? By analyzing our problem, ang given dito is yung first term at ang last term. Kapag ganun ang nabasa nyo sa problem, ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin nating formula is the formula number 1. Bakit? Because formula number 1 requires us to have the first and the last term. And since yung ating problem, meron siyang first and last term, so gagamitin natin yung formula number 1 instead of the formula number 2. Okay, so we need to rewrite the formula number 1 here, there. So we need to supply all the missing or all the required information. So S sub n is the series. So what is n? That is the number of terms. So how many terms ba ang hinahanap or ilang terms ba ang nasa ating problem? Ang sabi dito, find the sum of the first 20 terms. So meaning to say, we are finding the sum of the first 20 terms. So meaning to say, meron tayong 20 terms sa ating arithmetic sequence. So our n is 20 divided by 2. What is a sub 1? That is the first term. So what is our first term in the problem? That is 7. Then what is a sub n? That is the last term, which is 53. So by simplifying the equation, so unahin muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So that is 7 plus 53, that is 60. And then divide this one. So 20 divided by 2, that is 10 times 60. So multiplying the numbers, S sub n is equal to 10 times 60, that is 600. So our answer is 600. So meaning to say, kapag pinag-add mo daw yung first 20 terms in an arithmetic sequence starting from 7 and will end at 53, ang sagot daw doon ay 600. So let us have another example. So let us analyze our problem. So in the arithmetic sequence, negative 3, 4, 11, 18, find the sum of the first 20 terms. So the first thing that we need to do is to choose kung anong formula ang babagay sa ating problem. Is it formula number 1 or the formula number 2? Remember, in formula number 1, dapat ang mga given mo is yung first and the last term. Now, kapag hindi given yung last term, and then you need to use the formula number 2. In this case, wala tayong nakitang last term. So, therefore, ang gagamitin nating formula is formula number 2. So, we need to rewrite the formula and find the information needed. Okay, so the first thing is we need to find the first term. Okay, idiretso na nating i-substitute dun sa ating formula. So a sub n is equal to n is the number of terms. Okay, so ilang terms ba ang meron tayo sa problem? It says here, find the sum of the first 20 terms. So meaning to say, meron tayong 20 terms kasi nahanap natin yung first 20 terms. So we have 20 divided by 2. And then 2 is a constant. So nandyan lang yan. And then a sub 1 is the first term. So what is our first term? Our first term is negative 3. plus, okay, so our n is 20, minus 1, and then our common difference. So ano yung common difference natin dito? Ano yung nakikita yung common difference? Our common difference is 7. So by this time class, dapat alam nyo na kung paano kunin ang common difference. Okay, so paano natin nakuha yung common difference? So just simply subtract the second term to the first term. So kapag sinubtract natin yun, we will get the 7. Or pwede rin naman yung third term minus the second term. So 11 minus 4, that is 7. Now, let us simplify the problem. So unahin muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. Okay. So 20 minus 1, that is 19. Then simplify natin. So 2 times negative 3, that is negative 6. 19 times 7, that is 133. And then by simplifying again, negative 6 plus 133, that is 127. And then 20 divided by 2, that is 10 times 127. So 10 times 127, that is 1,270. So the answer in the problem, in this problem, in the arithmetic sequence negative 3, 4, 11, 18, find the sum of the first 20 terms. The answer is 1,270. Let us have our example number 3. So again, let us analyze kung anong formula under arithmetic series ang gagamitin natin. So find the sum of the first 14 terms in an arithmetic sequence given that the first term is 42 and the 14th term is 146. Since given ang first term at ang ating last term, ang gagamitin nating formula is the formula number 1. So since alam na natin ang gagamitin nating formula, let us write the first formula. Okay, so S sub n. So n is the total number of terms. So what is the total number of terms? We have 14 terms. So that is 14 over 2. Then a sub 1, that is our first term, 42. Plus a sub n, that is our last term, which is 146. So simplify muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So 42 plus 146, that is 188. And then 14 divided by 2, that is 7 times 188. So 7 times 188, that is 1,316. So therefore, the answer in this problem is 1,316. So for our last example, we have this problem. Find the sum of all the first 11 terms in a sequence where the first term is 10 and the common difference is 2. Since hindi given ang last term sa ating problem, hindi natin magagamit yung ating formula number 1. Therefore, we will be using formula number 2. So, sulat ulit natin yung ating formula. And then let us supply all the needed information. So n is the total number of terms. Since ang sabi sa problem, we have 11 terms or the first 11 terms, our n is 11. And then, what is our first term? A sub 1, that is, the first term is 10. According dun sa problem natin. Plus, our n is 11, minus 1, and then the common difference is 2, given na siya dun sa ating problem. There. So kapag kompleto na yung mga needed information, you can now simplify the problem. So i-simplify mo lang tong nasa loob muna ng parenthesis. So that is 2 times 10, 20. And then 11 minus 1, that is 10. Okay, so 10 times 2, so 10 times 2, that is 20 also. So 20 plus 20, obviously, that is 40. And then 11 divided by 2, that is 5.5. 20 plus 20, that is 40. So 5.5 times 40, the answer is 220. So therefore, the sum of the first 11 terms in a sequence where the first term is 10 and the common difference is 2 is 220.